Another Monday, cold Monday,
Oof.
back at it with our 50-50 elected mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Quinton Lucas. Now, this brutal weather winter is here, and for a lot of Kansas City families, keeping the heat on is a real struggle, Mayor Lucas. Some people are forced into dangerous choices just to stay warm, like using ovens or space heaters overnight, and that can turn deadly fast. What resources are available right now for families who can't afford their heating bills? And please point our unhoused brothers and sisters in the right direction with the warming centers in Kansas City.
A few different things that are important for us to note. First, with the warming centers, our unhoused brothers and sisters, I'll start with them. Please go somewhere if you see or know someone who's living on the streets. Direct them to one of two places. Hope and Faith Services, that's near Independence in Paseo, about a block to the west. Go to Hope Faith Services. That's a place where you can get yourself off the shelters in the evening. Every Kansas City community center is a warming center. And I'll be quite honest because I care about people staying alive. A lot of controversy around it. You can get on the bus in Kansas City. It is still free. If it's the choice between somebody sitting and freezing to death or somebody riding the Prospect bus all day, I'm just saying make sure you get on the bus because we want to make sure people are alive. In terms of those in their homes who need some level of help, you can call Spire. They do not cut off our gas utility during the winter, at least they're not supposed to. Call 311 if you have a cutoff concern. We don't see as many deaths these days as we did when Brian and I were younger from people dying with space heaters on, carbon monoxide poison, and others. So we really encourage you to use that regular heat. If you're having an issue, go somewhere else. This is the type of weather that's dangerous, and so make sure that you treat it like the danger that it presents. That's going to be the most important thing ahead.
Mayor Lucas, there was another fatal shooting in Minneapolis at the hands of ICE, killing a U.S. citizen that was a VA nurse. Now, the mayor of their city and governor of the state have been very vocal about wanting the federal agents to leave. Here in KC, there's been a proposed Jackson County legislation that could possibly ban ICE agents from concealing their faces and badges while operating locally. One, are you aware of this proposal, and what are your thoughts?
I'm aware of the proposal. I don't have thoughts on that. I'll let them kind of figure out their legal pathways. We've done some of our own at Kansas City zoning work to try to ban the building of any type of large detention facility, or at least they'd have to go through a special use permit. You saw that fight in Leavenworth, Kansas fairly recently. But let me just say this clearly and unambiguously. People should not be shot down at the hands of the state. And if they are, there should be a complete independent investigation. Independent, not DHS, not the feds just running it themselves. This is something that should be reviewed by the state prosecutor, the county prosecutor in Minneapolis, and whether it is these victims, both of whom have been tragic in recent weeks, the shooting of an unarmed black man on the streets of any American city or others. We need to make sure that there is real review of each of these situations. And I think right now, ICE, they're acting like a bunch of cowboys, and I think that is something that's unfortunate for all of us as law-abiding Americans.
The grocery store at 31st and Prospect is getting a new name and a new operator. But for people on the east side, especially seniors, families without cars, and folks living paycheck to paycheck, this store is not optional. It is essential, Mayor Lucas. We've seen grocery stores come and go in that spot for years. What's being done differently this time to make sure that this store is stable, well-stocked, and supported long-term, so we're not sitting here 10 years from now having the same conversation about another closure?
I think the first thing you're seeing different this time is the community engagement up front. This was not just a city RFP. This was not just us throwing somebody into the community. You had lots of discussions with those who are in the neighborhood, other civic-wide leaders who talked about what needs to be there. There are real discussions on safety in the area, membership, and beyond. And so I think that helps lead to something different. But the important thing is that this is going to be a private enterprise. Everybody was trying to talk about this like this is just a straight government-run store. This is something where we're going to try to help the business as best we can, but they're going to actually make sure they need to do right? They're going to need to make sure that they're taking the steps necessary to build long-term success. We'll work with them, our friends at KCPD. We'll work with them. The city will as well. So I look forward to what comes ahead. I'm proud of the quick turnaround we see here on Prospect, get a new store and making sure people have that resource.
No food deserts on the east side whatsoever. Thank you so much, Mayor Lucas. We appreciate you joining us again on another Monday. We'll holler at you next week. Continue to be a blessing.
All right, y'all. Be safe, everybody.
Thank you.